South Carolina. It's a Palmetto State showdown as the homestanding Clemson Tigers play host to the Gamecocks of South Carolina. And hi, everybody. I'm Don Munson along with Kevin Kennedy. We welcome you to Clemson, South Carolina. All right, you got two bitter rivalries to open up both of their seasons here tonight.
Absolutely. Two historically rich programs, in-state rivalry. What a way for a college soccer season to kick off.
This will be a good one here tonight in Clemson. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the participants. We'll start with South Carolina, and we're going to talk about a freshman in Banahan. He has been magnificent so far in exhibition matches.
Yeah, Brian Banahan, 6'3" freshman out of Kentucky. 4 goals in 2 exhibition matches, 2 in the win over Wofford and 2 against Duke in the 2-2 draw.
For Mike Noonan's Clemson Tigers will feature a junior, Kamari Smith.
Yeah, this could be a breakout year for Kamari. He has everything. Blistering pace, good 1v1 situations, can serve from wide areas, he can finish. He's absolutely electric.
It's the 48th meeting in this series between Clemson and South Carolina on a soccer pitch, and we'll see who decides bragging rights as we work our way through. We'll come back, starting lineups on the other side. Back here in Clemson, South Carolina, Don Munson, Kevin Kennedy along with you. Great crowd gathering here at historic Riggs Field for this matchup between in-state rivals. Let's take a look at our starting lineups for our contest. First of all, for the visiting Gamecocks of South Carolina, we mentioned Banahan in the open, but that is a dangerous lineup, and as we've seen so far in exhibition games, a lineup that can put it in the back of the net. So that 3-5-2 set for Clemson. They'll go 4-4-2. And for the homestanding Tigers, we mentioned Kamari Smith, who you see there at the top. Malik Mbai, Justin Malou back on the backside of things. Some kind of veteran defenders that are back there. And so we'll have to see how they can go about trying to close down this offensive attack of South Carolina.
Yeah, one thing that stands out to me early down here is South Carolina starting 5 freshmen. Coach Burson going with youth.
So Clemson will kick it off, kind of feed it into South Carolina zone. And because of the orange smoke that is right in front of our broadcast position, all of a sudden now I know how they feel with the fog bowl all those years ago in Chicago for the Bears game. I mean, we could not see anything. Are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
Quick South Carolina throw in on the far side, and they're going to feed it in, but it'll be headed out. And here comes Clemson, and they got numbers. Let's see how they try to attack, and they will.
Good run by Kamari Smith.
Smith just inside the box, and then it'll be cleared, and it'll become a throw in to Clemson. Head coach of, we're going to take a look there at head coach South Carolina, but we'll slow things down as Clemson tries to organize an attack. But South Carolina will stick in the middle of that. There's some good defense turned in on that backside, and once again, that was Mbai. And Mbai, you see number 5 right there in the middle of the screen, a really good defender for Clemson on the back end of things. Head coach of South Carolina is that man right there in his 42nd season, Mark Burson. The winningest active NCAA Division I head coach, over 500 career victories in his time at South Carolina. We're going to quick sub in also here for Gamecocks as 11 is going to check out Monheimer. And we're going to get a Logan Frosted. There's a head coach of Clemson, Mike Noonan. In his 10th season, he's gone 8-3 in his time against South Carolina since he's taken over this Clemson program. A whistle and a foul call, and that will go against Clemson as they get Grayson Barber.
Don, both of these guys have been around long enough, they know what this rivalry means. Burson just a little bit longer than Coach Noonan.
Yeah, just 32 years longer. Yeah. Although they obviously have not been playing all 42 of his seasons at South Carolina. But Clemson has won 5 in a row in this series and 8 of the last 11.
Well, Don, isn't this the first game in the Palmetto series as well?
Yes.
We've got a point up for grabs tonight.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the State Agriculture Commission here in the state, they sponsor what they call the Palmetto series, and it's a sport series between Clemson and South Carolina. And anytime that there is a Clemson-South Carolina match in any sport, then there is a point that is up. And South Carolina has been dominating that cup here as of late.
It's remarkable how much money they raise in the food drive in the spring, all for a good cause.
Yeah, it is a great cause. Clemson controls it at midfield, trying to feed it off. Nobody there. It came off of the foot there of Mayaka.
You can see how much Camarnie Smith pinched inside. I think Mayaka was looking for him in a wide area.
Ogren maybe got away with a little bit of a pushback side for Clemson, but no call. And here's a good long feed pass looking for Smith, but couldn't quite run it down. Smith with really long strides that eat up a lot of turf when he gets going full bore.
Covered nicely by Boo Habits there on the right side.
So here's a series history. As we told you, the 48th matchup in this series, and Clemson leads. You see they won the last 5, including last year by a 2-0 score. That was in Columbia last year. The two clubs have played once in the NCAA tournament here in the last 10 years. Clemson won that matchup. So instead of feeding it in and deep, just be pushed backside by the Hovaks, and then trying to get it off the sideline and out of bounds. It'll go and a throw in for Clemson. Justin Malou will take that. See how Clemson, so they try to build things off the backside, and they're going to try to push it forward to Smith, ball headed, but comes right back in possession of Clemson. And here comes Clemson on the attack, just outside the 19, and fed it in behind Dietrich, trying to feed it off to him. Ogren will control.
And South Carolina doing a good job of not letting Clemson play out of the back easily. Good organized pressure.
Mayaka looks up, is going to cross it, feed it off to the wing, and get it to Cineo, and now here is Smith with it.
And Charlie Asensio getting forward as a left back.
There's a good feed cross by Smith. Defended well. South Carolina will try to push it the opposite way as League will send it down, and then we'll push it forward, trying to get Banahan to run it down, and he will. Has the ball touched away from him. That's going to be a good matchup here backside. Mbai and Banahan when Banahan was on the attack.
Yeah, Mbai, a lot of veteran leadership back there. He's so strong on the ball, yet so composed, and just really the true leader of that back line.
Well fed, and that should be offside, and it will be. Barber is caught ahead. I think you're going to see, you can already see that Barber in behind the defensive line even before that ball is touched.
Yeah, what's so interesting about that, Don, is it's his furthest body part.
Yep.
So his arm is extended. His arm is putting him in an offside situation there, not necessarily his torso.
Line drive kicker is just headed right back in by Brighton. Goal keep. Yusufoglu to right back out. South Carolina will push it to the Clemson half. Mishandled though. And again,
that's a
trying to get it to Barber, and they do. And Barber right top attacks and
that's a goal.
Scores. Boy, that was just good. Heads up, and it was the initial feed and then speed by Barber chasing that down.
And that's just counterattacking soccer. As soon as Mayaka won it, got his head up quickly, saw the space for Grayson Barber to run to, and what composure on the finish.
So Barber gives Clemson a quick 1-0 lead. Let's take one more look at this, Kevin. There's Mayaka, the feed, and then Barber using his speed and able to win it low left side.
shapes the ball in there nicely. And that's when you're always the most unorganized defensively, right when you lose possession.
Yeah, when that happened, Yusufoglu now, he was out. He was actually beyond the top of the box, so he was backpedaling. That's difficult when you're a keeper. You're trying to backpedaling while there's an attack going on right at you. Not easy.
Yeah. And these are always interesting moments in matches because, as we said, South Carolina's going with a young lineup, 5 freshmen, which is great. If certainly their talent merits it, then you put the guys in the field. But you're always wondering how will they handle adversity. In-state rivalry, gone down 7 minutes in. How will they respond?
There's Mayaka again, and he'll backfeed it. Dietrich touches it in. Barber again shoots and deflected out by Yusufoglu.
Terrific foot save. Nice little kick save there.
Dietrich deflects it. All in the air and headed around. And finally settled. And off to the foot. Hollering. He'll push it forward. Good sliding tackle there. Really nice sliding tackle by Fernandez. On Wu. Here's the last shot. And actually deflected twice. Caught a bit of the defender and then Yusufoglu with the kick save.
Nice little kick save. Just quick reaction.
Clemson controlled it, keeping their own in. And shoot it forward, but headed right back in. Asensio, good feedback. Ogren.
It's a good picture of why Charlie Asensio started almost every game last year.
Clemson looking to see if they can build something off back in. Here's Ogren. Asensio trying to push it middle of the field, and then a whistle and a foul call here. Is that going to draw a yellow? Woo. An early yellow card here.
He was late, cleats up.
So yellow will go against Logan Hintzman.
Yeah, whenever you leave your feet like that, you're always going to put yourself in jeopardy of getting a booking. The referee was a little quick on the whistle. He could have let advantage play out. I think he understands the intensity of this in-state rivalry. He's going to call that early.
Fernandez will just feed it backside. Ogren. And he'll shoot it down the wing, and Asensio will look to settle, and he's tackled. No whistle there on contact. The ball will go over the inline and become a goal kick. And Clemson argues.
That's the situation, I think. Looked like Asensio had Wu beaten there.
There's a lot of contact here.
Asensio's wondering why the first one's called and not that one.
And then another little bump from Wu. So Buyamin Yusufoglu kick it away. Clemson will push it, try to get a run out. Brighton trying to chase it down, but can't. It's well cut off on the back end.
Bruhavitz. Nice up there.
Yep. Backside feed and get it to Hintzman, and he'll center it. They cleared up in the air by Malou. Hintzman had it taken away. Barber let it go through, thinking that Brighton was going to be there. Mayaka try to center it, deflects right back to it. Smith in tight quarters, nice little feedback to Asensio. Ogren and Asensio playing a little back and forth with it. Now Clemson will flip the field. Dietrich touches it down the wing. Good pass there. Clemson comes on the attack. Good defense with a sliding tackle backside and a nice save All turned in there by Kurtz. That was really a nice defensive play.
That's one thing you'll see a lot from Clemson. Their outside backs will get forward and get involved in the attack. Justin Malou making a good 70-yard run there. You see the same thing with Cincio.
Backheel it and tripped up as Brighton, no whistle. Here's a shot by Smith. I believe it was going to go wide, but still was covered up by Yusufoglu.
A lot of contact there right at the top of the penalty area. Center referee was not convinced.
Junior keeper out of Germany comes outside the box. Puts a strong foot into it. Oh, and it comes onto the chest of South Carolina, and they score and tie it up. So a quick tying goal here by South Carolina.
That's one of those moments where you could see, looked like Mbai just lost the ball in the sun for that split second.
Well, it all started with the strong foot of Yusufoglu. And he came outside the box and hammered it.
As hard as he serves, from that, you're not going to let him creep forward and hit from 30 yards from his own end line.
And so Logan Frost, his first goal here in 2019. A 1-1 match.
Well, Donna said earlier, right after Clemson scored the first goal, how would South Carolina respond? We got a quick answer.
We did. So both goals have been quick, transitional goals.
And I think that's an indication this match will be very open.
Mayaka will feed it off to Asensio. And right back to Mayaka. Trying to get it to Dietrich. South Carolina will maintain control.
Goal for South Carolina, scored by number 17, Logan Frost. Assisted by goalkeeper 33, Yusufoglu.
Turn it, chip it on the wing. Asensio looks for the cross, gets it to Smith, sets up, fires a left foot shot, scores!
Oh my.
Hammered it with that left foot. 2-1 Clemson. Boy, that was a quick touch settle and bang.
Nicely done. Changed the point of attack quickly. Found Charlie Asensio in a forward area. Picks out Kamarni Smith, and what a goal.
Yusufoglu really didn't, I don't know that he really saw that coming. Settles it, bang, with upper top shelf.
Yeah, that's just top corner. He shielded a little bit of a deflection as well. Looks like that came off the center back. A little touch there.
So 2-1 in favor of Clemson. And we're not even 15 minutes in.
Done, 3 goals, 15 minutes in.
Yep.
This could be shaping up like the LA Galaxy LAFC game the other night, El Trafico. And ended up being a 3-3 draw. What a game that was.
Mbai will settle it back. Decided to get it right back and looked across it. And be behind Asensio, and a throw in for South Carolina near here. Midfield. Good look at fan base here. That's Central Spirit Gang right there beating on the drum.
Making Sindri Bjornsson feel right at home with the Icelandic Viking clap.
Mbai able to settle it. Push it back to the goalkeeper, George Marks. Magrin, Smith, good touch to Asensio. Trying to feed it forward, looking for Brighton, but behind him.
Brighton just slipped a little bit there. Good movement building out of the back from Clemson, though.
Nice read by Mayaka to come up with a steal, and here's Dietrich. Pushes it off. So they're going to go all the way to the wing, and they will. Looking for the cross. There it is. Comes backside. Smith can't quite settle it. Push it back out. Cincio looking to left foot it through and blocked out of bounds. That'll become a throw in. Good defense there. Turned in by Wu. And a quick whistle. Must have been cheating up the sideline a little too far. Coming up at halftime, got a great feature, a homebound feature featuring that guy right there, Malik Mbais. He went back to his home country of Senegal. Here's Barber deep, puts a shot on and deflects, and then headed back in. A little bit of indecision.
Yeah, Barber wasn't going to make the play on that. He knew he was coming from an offside position.
South Carolina trying to organize an attack down 2-1. Good forward pressure there by Dietrich. Finally off to the wing.
South Carolina did a great job there breaking pressure. It's fairly simplistic to press with your front three, but then you start adding the central players and pressing with 5 and 6. Everyone has to be on the same page, or good teams can build out on you.
Fernandez controls. Mayaka, who seems to be right in the middle of everything, kind of the guy that kind of builds everything on the attack.
And normally you would think that Tanner Dietrich would be playing the role as the 6, that player that's collecting the ball off the back.
Here's Smith, and there's a trip up and a whistle. And that's going to become a yellow. Wu will draw a yellow. So the second yellow card against South Carolina here in this first half. You had one earlier against Hitzman, and now here's one against Wu.
Yeah, just a terrific first touch. He's touching it forward. He's touching it away from the defender, who has no choice but to foul in that situation.
So an opportunity for Clemson here. About 15 yards outside the 19. Let's see what they do.
I think Mbai's going to be one of your targets here.
Fernandez is going to feed it in. Goes a little deep and headed out. And cleared. And chasing it down. And a nice defensive play. Cincio gets it off to Mayaka.
Banahan was able to get around Cincio. Cincio slipped in and put the challenge in at the last second.
Moved down the sideline there by Holloran. And a whistle and a foul called on Clemson. Little tug of the jersey.
Yeah, which is interesting that Fernandez didn't earn a card there as tightly as the official has called it here early. You would think he'd reach to his pocket.
So here's Parker League. League will shoot it in. Head it out.
Nicely one by Ogren.
Brighton touch it back. Fernandez, the feed. And here's Smith breaking on it. Smith pushes it out for me, maybe a little bit too long of a touch, but able to still control. In traffic, fires it, and it'll be headed out of bounds, and it'll become a corner. So again, the transition quickly on the attack there for Clemson. And that results in a set piece.
That's a lot easier to do when Kamarni Smith takes 5 strides for the defender's 10.
You're going to see the centering pass. You're trying to find at least a teammate, but head it out.
Looked like he was trying to pick out Barber.
There's Smith.
Going to be an in-swinger here.
A little low and short, headed out. One-timed and sent back into the box there by Fernandez, but defended well, and a push on Fernandez to draw a whistle.
Foul called on the Tigers.
Dylan Bartell strong in the air on the set piece.
So the Hosvats will give way to his keeper, Yusufoglu.
you'll see the Clemson back line drop quickly here to contest this.
Big right foot. Headed, deflects, cleared. Smith, a nice settle. 3 on 4, and numbers coming. Barber able to touch it for you. It's offside on Brighton.
Just offside. Yep. Defender did well to step there at the last minute.
Yeah, as a defensive back, that's something that's almost a feel. You have to feel that player going by you.
Yeah, absolutely. You see the line right here. Brighton is just a little bit offsides as the ball is played.
Ogren able to head it away, and here's Imbai. South Carolina defensively kind of bunches things up. That back line really pulls up.
And it's interesting when they look like, as Clemson gets possession, if Clemson can break the initial pressure, South Carolina will kind of morph into a 4-5-1 with the lone forward, and they just clog up all the passing channels in midfield.
Ball lost on the sideline, and a quick throw in for Clemson. By feeds it to Malou, and Malou will send it to Brighton. Good touch to Dietrich. Dietrich pushed it through. Barber trying to attack. Going to put on a left foot shot. Score! All from a difficult angle, but able to get it in, and it's 3-1 Clemson.
That's a terrific ball behind. Looked like James Brighton played Barber in. Good first touch forward.
Well, watch this. This is not easy. Like I said, there's a good first ball. And then Barber, difficult angle, but able to get it by.
Yeah, just put it on frame. Force a save.
Look at that. Not hits the post and deflects it. There really was not a ton of room there.
That's actually Tanner Dietrich who got the assist.
Yes.
Great ball in. Mr. Fogg will be disappointed.
Clemson. Again, we're just a little over 20 minutes deep into this match. Here's South Carolina getting on the attack, and that actually was going to deflect off the South Carolina attackers. That came back and got a piece of Halloran, and becomes a goal kick.
Yeah, I think just as soon as Halloran thought he had gotten beyond Asensio, Asensio put in a good challenge.
Grayson Barber, assisted by number 6, Tanner Dietrich.
Fernandez will feed it off backside. Fernandez challenge as South Carolina trying to pressure it. It's moved by Fernandez, gets it to Smith. Smith pushing it, trying to see if Malou can streak down the side and get to it. Can't. By trying to keep it in bounds, but can't. All right, plenty going on the Clemson campus here on this Labor Day weekend. Of course, football here yesterday. We have 2 studios going here because there's volleyball going on as well here on the campus, what they call their Big Orange Bash. Played Clemson in Georgia, so that's a look into the soccer control room. There's a look into the stadium, and here's a shot on goal and a nice save.
Good save to deny Brighton a goal there.
Gee, there's just so much going on. I'm trying to show you a little bit of everything. Almost missed the attack there. Go back and take one more look at this. Good cross.
Yeah, Brighton does well. Served in with pace.
The ball served short. And a whistle. Clemson start before play was set? I think they did. And subs coming in, 10 and 7. We'll check in the Clemson roster, so we'll get our first look at Robbie Robinson, number 7, junior midfielder. And Adrian Nunez also will check in, senior forward. That ball will be headed out of on the backside, out of bounds by South Carolina, so a corner from the opposite side.
Well, the substitutions are indicative of the depth that we talked about. There's Adrian Nunez. When you've got that front three who's produced 3 goals in the first 20 minutes of the match, and then you bring in Robbie Robinson and Adrian Nunez. Coach is very pleased with the depth he has.
Well, there's a touch on net, just on a little outside touch here by Agra, and that almost found the back of the net.
Always difficult for a goalkeeper in a situation like that. A lot of traffic, he just gets a piece on it. I think that save was a lot more difficult than it looks on the replay.
Yes. Some corners now, 3-0 in favor of Clemson, and a 3-1 score in favor of Clemson. So they were Gomez waiting to check into this match.
Another one of these young players that Coach Noonan talked about on Wednesday.
Trying to get it forward to Logan Frost, but Malou is there to shut that down. Clemson just controlling it backside. We'll build from there.
Really, all that's predicated on having a goalkeeper like George Marks, who's good with his feet.
Dietrich thought maybe just the way his body language was there, I think he thought that there was a man off to his right that was going to try to run out. I think he thought Malou was over there to run underneath that. And we're going to get subs in, so Alvaro Gomez will check in for Clemson, the sophomore from Spain. And in for South Carolina is number 10.
Looks like Monheimer and Christensen, 16.
And also 16, thank you.
In the game for the Clemson Tigers, number 18, Alvaro Gomez, replacing Felipe Fernandez. And into the game,
See Malou with ball in hand for the throw-in. There's a feed up sideline. Nice little touch there by Robinson, and a whistle and a foul call.
Yeah, nice little flick beyond the defender.
That wasn't much of a touch, but they quick whistle, as we have already said here so far.
Well, Robbie did what we called selling it well.
Malou puts it forward. Trying to head it in was Nunez. Sensio pushed it forward, but South Carolina had that defended well. Some forward pressure here by Clemson. That ball will deflect off of Nunez and go out of bounds.
That's one thing you'll see Clemson do a lot when they turn the ball over in the final third. They will immediately try to win it back and press as quickly and heavy as they can early.
I'm talking with head coach Mike Noonan of Clemson prior to the match this afternoon. He said, we could play somewhere 16 to 18 guys. And so you have a bench that's that deep. You put bodies in there and you expect them to go full bore.
Absolutely.
Try to push it forward to Dietrich Robinson also there, and Dietrich able to control in that deep corner. Can't clear it out. And that ball would deflect off of Dietrich.
He's just trying to combine with Robbie Robinson there.
So Tanner Dietrich has been here forever. Has started senior now, but has started all 4 years here at Clemson.
Yeah, very, very good player, just like his teammate George Marks, featured a lot in the youth national teams.
Sub in here is Zach Kirkwood. Check into the South Carolina lineup. As Holleran will go out. Mayaka shoots it forward, then trying to push it back to Mayaka was Gomez. Ogren, Asensio on the wing, and he'll get it to the foot there of Nunez in a sliding tackle. And another corner forthcoming here for Clemson.
Yeah, Kirkwood coming over, just providing a little cover. He's able to deny the serve.
Good feed. Oh, that came bouncing across and no one touched it.
It's one of those corners you wonder how it got through all that traffic.
Yeah, Mbai in particular. I thought that Mbai was going to close that down. Get a good look at it here. You see 5 coming in and just bounced down in front of him. Smith also had an opportunity at it for Clemson, and nobody could get a piece of it.
As a player on the backside, you're often wondering, you're surprised that it actually got there.
Nunez to Asensio, and then sent out of bounds, and a throw incoming. Off the foot of Christensen of South Carolina. Sun now setting behind the tennis facility here, so Mark's no longer having to battle that bright sunshine. He looks directly west.
And that was a good ball. Marks just pinged out of the back there. That's what we talked about just a minute ago. So good with his feet. Can pick out a player from 50 yards.
Good run by Mayaka. Good feed. Robinson couldn't get it through traffic. And then the pressure relieved as he just sent out of bounds by Hinsman. Turning and facing up is Gomez. Mbai trying to push it to Robinson. Mayaka trying to shoot it forward, but cannot be settled there by Nunez, and will go out of bounds for a throw-in for South Carolina. The Tiger and the Tiger Cub, the mascots here at Clemson, enjoying the action here on this Friday evening in the upstate of South Carolina.
Tigers are going to have to be a little warm in that jersey.
So, when the mascot's over for football, there's actually 3 people that revolve the mascot. Here's a centering pass. Good shot across the mouth of the goal.
Nicely defended from Kirkwood.
Corner forthcoming here for Clemson.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and sacrifice the corner in that situation rather than let it stay in play.
Good feed, and then a good cross there by Gomez.
Good decision from Kirkwood. Yeah, Don, don't spoil the mystique for me. I don't want to know that there's humans under there.
See Dietrich checking out. His first half actually has done another good cross. Here's a shot from outside, and it cannot be squared upon by Gomez. Once again, I want to remind you that here's what's coming up at halftime.
For the kids, when I was there, first of all, when they asked me where I was from, I told them about my story, I told them about where I came from. Education is the only thing that no one can take away from you. I didn't have the chance to have people teaching me that kind of lesson when I was younger. I'm very thankful for Clemson Athlete Department for what they have done for Senegal.
And Malik Mbai there, and the trip back to his home country of Senegal coming up at halftime. Really nice piece has been put together on that.
Awesome story.
You're going to see some footage there, and you're going to realize just how spoiled we are here in the good old US of A. Mayaka sent it off to Asensio.
Well, Malik and I often talk about back home, he gets to enjoy competing at Riggs Field, but back home, Jervey Meadows would be like a World Cup venue.
Sent in a bound by Kirkwood for a throw in here coming from Clemson. Working our way to 12 minutes left here in this first half of action. 3-0 or 3-1, excuse me, in favor of Clemson. A goal early on by Clemson, answered pretty quickly by South Carolina, but then 2 more goals by Clemson, all that coming really in the first 20 minutes of the half. And here is a push on Smith, and no whistle, no call there. And a goal kick coming. And there was contact there, and I thought that Smith had an opportunity to get to that.
Yeah, it looked like Kurtz and Kamorny were competing for the ball there.
That's a really nice move, and then the good cross.
Yeah, nice little Cruyff cut by Robbie Robinson there. Good serve.
Smith looking to settle it, but taken away, headed away actually by Golden. Here's Robinson with it.
Yeah, one of the things that Robinson does so well when the ball's played forward in advanced position, he's able to pin the ball, let players come on, support him. He's physically strong, can hold the defender off.
Once again, the ball to the foot of Mayaka, and he'll build it. Outside shot fired on net. Boy, that had pace to it from Gomez.
Forced a good save there from Yusufoglu.
Well, that's coming through traffic too for Yusufoglu to try to find that. A good save.
And had a little movement on it as well.
South Carolina controlling it in the Clemson half. Push it over to Kurtz. Tries to feed it forward there to Benningham.
And Justin Miller just dispossessed. Brad Kurtz there.
Smith trying to get it to Robinson's foot. Just a little too long for him. Gomez. Asensio, Mayaka. Once again, here is Gomez. Mayaka, 5'7". They listed at 135 pounds. He is right in the middle of everything to build it for Clemson. Fun to watch that guy as the season goes along really grow up.
And Clemson's very difficult to defend as they're building out of the back because so many guys are shuffling in, shuffling out, playing that role as the 6.
Foul call backside against South Carolina.
Starters, Dietrich was coming into that hole to pick up the ball. Fernandez was coming in there. Now Mayaka's in there. Gomez is in there. Just a lot of movement, a lot of deception.
Smith looking to attack. Ball deflects. Comes to the foot. Clemson player, but cleared.
Yeah, fell nicely for Nunez.
Back heel to Mayaka. They do, and he'll set up Robinson trying to attack. He goes down just top of the box. And a whistle here and an offside call.
Offside, so on the Tigers.
I think short of blood, you're not going to see a penalty.
pickup basketball games.
There's
No blood, no foul.
I think there's been a lot of contact, but I think the center official has made the right decision in those situations. I haven't seen what I would call a clear-cut penalty.
Mayaka, Asensio able to settle it nicely. And he'll center it, and there's a header and just over the net. Boy, that was a good attack right there.
Yeah, Asensio
put together.
Just causing havoc on this sideline there. He's getting forward so much, making 50, 60-yard runs, putting the right back in a 2v1 situation.
Nunez goes up and just over the crossbar. Look from behind the net.
And the Clemson wide forward starts to make a central run as they're building out of the back. That opens up that wide channel for the left back to get forward.
Ball sent out of bounds, become a throw-in for South Carolina. One of the things that you can already notice about this 2019 edition of Clemson, they are a much quicker club than they were a year ago. Much faster team.
I think that front line has a lot more depth. And then you look at players, Quinn McNeil's a year older. Fernandez is a year older. Mayaka has just been all over the pitch.
Ball in short spaces and then clear to some room.
Good job by South Carolina getting the ball in the area quickly.
And there's Mayaka again right in the middle of things. They will just get enough of that deflected away and a whistle here against South Carolina.
Golden just lost possession there.
Push it. Robinson trying to chase it down and will do so. Keep it in bounds. Or maybe not. And the line judge way up beyond midfield actually called that out of bounds.
And he's got a better angle on it this up here in the booth. Must have seen the whole ball break the plane of the line. A pretty good crowd for a Friday night.
Oh yeah, well that's nothing new here at historic Riggs Field. Women's and men's soccer, they will pack it out.
Particularly for this in-state rivalry as well. Columbia being 2 hours away.
2 hours out, yep. Home football game last night. You know, most of the student body and fans that were in town for that with Labor Day weekend here. Maybe a lot of folks, we're going to make it a long weekend, stay up here in the Clemson area and take the opportunity to be here for this matchup.
Well, the students had school today, but I'm not sure how many woke up this morning.
I don't think there were probably too many professors that said, hey, yeah, you need to be at your 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock classes today. Mayaka with space.
You can see Nunez pulling a central area. Asensio creeping forward.
And shoot it forward in the vicinity of Marnie Smith to clear it out. And by, touch it up. Here's a center. Smith went up and couldn't get ahead on it. Robinson couldn't put it on frame either.
It's going to be a goal kick, last touch Robinson, but what a run forward by Justin Malou.
Good feed. Take a look at Malou there. And Malou, like Mbai, also from Senegal.
Good turn there by McNeil.
Yep.
Another one of these South Carolina projects.
Malou pressuring. The ball will clear the sideline and a throw in.
clever footwork. Parker Lee, nicely done.
Push to the sideline, but behind his teammate there, behind Frost, he scored the goal in this match for South Carolina. 3-1 Clemson. Working our way towards 2 minutes left here in this first half. On just the perfect August night here in the upstate of South Carolina, we were around 85.
2 minutes remain in the first half.
Started things and expected to drop into the upper 70s. Foul called. And a little chatter from Arnie Smith getting talked to.
It seemed pleasant enough.
Put it in, headed right there is Marks to take that out of the air, and then he'll flip it out, and then Mayaka will control. Asensio trying to one-touch it through there, trying to get it to Gomez. Throw in for Clemson with about 68 seconds left. So take a look at Mike Noonan, the Clemson head man.
I think he'll have to be pleased with the way his team's played this first half. He'll be disappointed in the goal, but I don't think anyone will be more disappointed than Imbai. I think he just lost the ball in the sun there for a second, but other than that, I think they've had a very good half.
Flex out, and Clemson will control with 44 seconds left here first half. There's Mayaka one more time. He gets possession of the ball, and it's like Curly Neal. Remember the old Globetrotter? You just weren't going to take it away, or Marcus Haynes.
Next thing you know, your pants are down.
Or you have a bucket of confetti being thrown at you, one of the two. Ball is shot out of bounds. Clemson again got to feel pretty comfortable here at home, having won the last 5 matches in this series and 8 of the last 11. You hear the countdown, and we have reached half. So Clemson will head off to the locker room here at halftime with a 2-goal lead over their rivals from Columbia. 3-1, as you see the goal summary there. Barber, and then answered by Frost to tie it up. But then just a minute later, here's Smith, and then Barber again. And so, a 3-1 lead here for Clemson. Good first half of play.
First half was everything we hoped it would be.
Yeah, so far.
Pretty open match.
No doubt about it. So, the Tigers able to find the back of the net 3 times in the first half and hold a 3-1 lead on their rivals from Columbia, the South Carolina Gamecocks, here at halftime. Welcome back here at halftime, Clemson and South Carolina. In our halftime homebound feature, we're going to follow Clemson's senior defensive back, Malik Imbai, as he goes home to Senegal.
I'm Malik Sambai from Senegal, Dakar. I'm on a Clemson men's soccer. When I came to the United States, I was 15, or just about to turn 16.
This was our very first international service trip, the first of many. We really wanted to focus on how can we support through education.
They decided to go to Senegal this year, and I asked what could I do to be involved
Initially, whenever we told Malik about this, you would think that his reaction would be, I'm so excited, I can't wait to see my family. His actual initial reaction was, oh my goodness, this is such a high need in Senegal. I'm so excited to go provide opportunity for education to my home country.
For this picture, the memory that came to mind was right when we get there, so we have an open ceremony. She was our host family, she was our host mom. This one, there was a discussion about gender was between both male and female groups. And then after that, they was teaching Sunny and Tori and all these people how to make couscous. In this picture, it was a game between us, Clemson athlete, and the village.
That soccer game was a massive turning point for us because that was the first time that we actually found a common language with the people in the village. It was amazing, the people that would just watch Malik, so in awe of everything that he had done and accomplished.
For the kids, when I was there, first of all, when they asked me where I was from, I told them about my story, I told them about where I came from. I worked my way out to get out of where I'm from, told them that with belief and hard working, taking my education seriously, that's what got me to this point. Education is the only thing that no one can take away from you. I didn't have the chance to have people teaching me that kind of lesson when I was younger.
For him, it's so empowering to go back to your home country and show to the local communities what can be done. Malik has come so far and he wants to inspire others.
That's all I want to do, to help people, because with the help of people, that's what get me to where I am today. Always try to learn something, always try to be a good guy, always try to be a mentor, always try to be a role model, because you never know who is looking after you or who is looking up to you. And for me, when I went back home, that was my message. I just wanted people to know that they can always be a role model, they can always change life, and they can always be looked up to. Once I saw the final product, I saw the kids sitting in the classroom like normal kids. I was happy for all this hard work, all the athletes that spend time, and they change a lot of lives. Where they make people smile, they make people feel alive. You know, the vibes just rise into the village. That's something that all of those kids will never ever forget in their life. I'm very thankful for Clemson Athlete Department for what they have done for Senegal.
See, author Thomas Wolfe was wrong. You can go home again. And we'll come back. We'll have second half action in this Palmetto rivalry after this. Back here in Clemson, Don Munson, Kevin Kennedy along with you here at half. 3-1 in favor of Clemson. We're going to take a look at the stats, and you're going to understand why it's 3-1 here, Kevin. Clemson offensively has dominated things.
Yeah, you look there, you've got 11 shots, 5 corner kicks. Their front line has been absolutely dynamic. A lot of movement, interplay with the midfielders, and very difficult in the final third.
Yeah, it really has. But the shots on goal, obviously, 7-1. The shots you see there, 11-1. But it was a pace of play that was controlled by Clemson, and a lot of it played on the South Carolina half of the pitch here. So Clemson has built a 3-1 lead here in the first half of play. Can they hold on to it, though, in the second half? We are going to find that out when we come back here to Clemson, South Carolina, here on the ACC Network. Good look across the field here at historic Riggs Field, the third oldest continuous use athletic facility in America. They've been playing sports here since 1915. 3-1 in favor of Clemson over South Carolina. And how did we get here, you may ask? Well, Kevin, why don't we take them through here and show them how we got it. Clemson scores first.
Yeah, early great ball in by Philip Myaka. Picks out Grayson Barber. He just tucks that home.
So the quick 1-0 lead there. Barber gets his first goal of the year. South Carolina, though, would come back just moments later and tie it up.
Yeah, difficult. The ball's in the sun. Inby just doesn't quite time it right. Good finish by South Carolina.
Yeah, Frost able to settle it and then get it by Marks. So we're tied at 1, but Clemson would come right back and they would take a lead, and they would go out in front by a score of 2-1.
Yeah, we talked about Camarney Smith in the opening, and what a goal. Just with the left foot, puts it in the top corner.
And then the third goal is this one again by Barber. 2 goals in the first half for him, and that was a difficult one. Off the post, went short side.
Yeah, beautiful penetrating ball from Tanner Dietrich there, and Barber just hits it with pace, puts it on frame, beats the keeper.
So 3-1 in favor of Clemson, but still 45 minutes of action left as you take a look into the Clemson huddle. We'll get ready to start things here in the second half. Look at our camera guys. Yeah, I like the fact that you can see one camera guy, then in the viewfinder you can see the other one. See, they're all taking care. Wave, that's right. Wave to mom. Say hi, mom. And see, we are not just male-oriented, male and female, so we do everything right here in Clemson, South Carolina. We take care of business. And we are ready to get things going here. Start the second half.
I would not want the job of the second camera operator.
Oh, the one that's on the big lift there by the tennis facility?
I'm good.
Yeah, you don't want to be 30 feet up in the air?
No, thanks.
South Carolina will push it into the Clemson half. And here they come on the attack. Banahan trying to set up that right foot. Nice job on the backside there, stepping in, and we're going to get a foul called here on South Carolina. I think a handball, actually.
A handball was it was a good tackle. Looked like Halloran was looking for the foul, but as he tumbled down, handled the ball.
That was a good attack by Malou to step in there and break that attack up.
This is one of the score lines that I think is so difficult for the team in the lead. You're up 3-1. You feel like you're in control of the match, but it's soccer, so at the slightest turn, next goal will be very important. Clemson scores, it could break South Carolina's spirit. South Carolina scores, it's a one-goal game.
Clemson going to force the attack here. They'll get it to Robinson. Robinson serves it in, deflected out. Good defense there. They're going to bound back to Malou. Malou able to push it by. Now he will center it. Good bender backside. It couldn't be squared upon. South Carolina will clear it. Mayaka will just head it off. McNeil trying to feed it forward to Smith, but defended well.
Always so tough. Nunez tried to make a play on that last cross from Malou, but as he's backpedaling, trying to jump, really tough to get a good jump and putting power on that header.
And there's a trip call there on Bohovitz. Attack from behind. You see a little moisture on the grass. That's because at halftime they actually turn on the sprinkler system for a minute or two and wet it back down. Home field advantage. Mike Noonan likes to do that. He thinks it speeds up play, and also his guys practice in early morn when the dew is settled on the grass. He's trying to recreate what they practice in.
Ball just flies around. They move the ball so quickly.
This will be served in and headed backside, but not on frame. Goal kick coming.
Robbie Robinson getting on the end of that, just trying to redirect it, put it on frame.
Take a look at this. A good serve in. Robinson just couldn't square it up.
We saw a goal in the Clemson women's match the other day. The serve has all the pace. You just have to redirect it.
Here's an attack, and here comes South Carolina. Mayaka trying to chase it down, and he gets in the middle of that. That's really good defense there as he closed the gap quickly on Banahan, and this will become the first corner, though, of the night for South Carolina. But that was a nice job there by Mayaka defensively.
Yeah, clever turn by Banahan, able to get him behind and force Mayaka to have to track him and defend.
George Marks, you take a look at the Clemson goalie. And one more replay of this. And Mayaka again at only 5'7", right in the middle of things as the service comes in, and it'll be headed, and they'll say that deflected off of Clemson, and it'll become a corner on the opposite side now. Got a great crowd here. You can see them lined up along the fence there on the back line.
Corner kick for South Carolina, number 13, Logan Hinsman.
So here is Logan Hinsman to take the corner.
Always tough to defend in these set-piece situations, particularly when there's successive corners like this.
Sort of backside, header back in, and then just shot out. Robinson whiffed on the clear. Good sliding tackle there. South Carolina keeps the attack and finally headed out and then cleared. That'll relieve the pressure from Arnie Smith. See it go as Golden went up high. South Carolina once again trying to force the pressure, and they will. Frost, the long run. Mayaka gets in the fray. Little arm grab there from behind us. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see a whistle, to be honest with you.
It looked like he was going to let advantage play out, and looked like Logan Frost, one of those decisions, he elected to try to play a penetrating pass rather than take the last defender on the dribble.
Again, South Carolina able to gain control one more time. So they're going to force the attack. Try to center it. And again, defensively Clemson there, although they turn it over. And now we'll just clear it and relieve the pressure. So South Carolina comes out here in the first 5 minutes of the second half, have controlled the pace, controlled possession, and have been playing in the Clemson half.
And I would even say, Don, they've asserted themselves a little bit physically here. It's an in-state rivalry. I think it was a pretty clean match the first half. Could get a bit physical here the second half.
Smith tries to center it in. That's much too high.
And this will be an opportunity for Clemson to try to press South Carolina and not let them build out of the back from this throw-in.
Jump in. Nunez trying to steal it away but can't. South Carolina will control. League trying to push it forward.
Good step by Ogren there to win the ball.
Lou one times that back. It'll be settled by Mayaka. Asensio right back to the foot of Mayaka. Tries to push it through to Smith. Ill-advised pass there that's taken away. League steps in one more time. Banahan shot forward, and then he'll push it and use his speed and chase it down. Ball comes to the end line, and Ogren able to save it there.
Yeah, good defending by Ogren there, just using his body.
Clemson trying to counter quickly, but numbers are back for South Carolina, but there's a trip on Robinson and a whistle.
Foul on the Gamecocks.
You can see how quickly Robinson turned, what acceleration.
An easy call there against Christensen. Trying to get it to McNeil out front, but a little too strong. Big touch back to Marks. Banahan was trying to press the action. Ogren, nice little feed to him by, and here's McNeil with it. Malou pushes it middle. Robinson with room. He will come on the attack, trying to push it through left foot. Deflects right back to him. Smith right back to Robinson in the left-footed shot. Low, not enough pace, and covered up.
A nice little combination play. Didn't quite hit that as true as he wanted.
Finally settled by South Carolina. Mayaka will step in front, take the pass away, push it back to his own keeper. And that's a wise move by Mr. Marks. Just give it right back to the guy who's always has been in the middle of everything.
He's quite busy. He knows what to do with it.
Yep. Asensio with a long feed. Robinson right back to Asensio. McNeil finds Malou. Malou on the diagonal attack. Going to push it to the end line. Try to center it. That will deflect out and become a corner.
He's earned himself a corner. Did well there. As he's taking on that defender, he's waiting for the defender's body weight to shift inside, and he just springs that last touch outside, try to get to the end line and get the serve in.
Little wry smile there in the face of Malou as you see Asensio will come over and take the corner.
Yeah, Gomez coming over. Not really looking for a short corner, but doing enough damage by pulling a South Carolina defender out of there.
Boy, it's fed top of the box. Mayaka just chips it up, and
oh my.
Nice little touch by the goalie, but deft touch by Mayaka.
The audacity to try to chip a keeper that size from the top of the area. I love the thought.
Look at this. Well played. Mayaka with it one more time, and a good tackle there and taken away from him.
What kind of confidence must he have?
Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
And just a freshman to do that, too. Not like talking like a junior or a senior that's pulling that off. But just a freshman player.
Well, it's just not very nice to do either, Don.
Gomez, Malou, and McNeil will control with space. Asensio trying to push it through, looking for Robinson, deflected out.
What a turn.
Nunez, nice turn there, yes. Carries it forward, two defenders on him along the end line. Finds Asensio. McNeil out front, fired shot by Mayaka, but it deflects right to Malou. Give it back to him. Let's see if he chips it in. Trying to chip it off to the man that was backfielding there, Gomez. Let's go back and look one more time at the save here by Yusufoglu. And I think just because he was off the line a little bit, I don't know that he was really sure where that crossbar was, so I better back tap this or I'm going to be in trouble.
Yeah, and he's playing 3 or 4 yards off his line, which is fine.
A big right foot sends it into the Clemson zone. Basically, he had the assist on the lone goal.
He really did.
You don't see that very often from a keeper. Mayaka once again controls possession of it for Clemson. Head up, and he finds the open auger and then gets it right back.
Well, they say you need soldiers and artists on a soccer field, and Clemson certainly has an artist in Mayaka. He is just all over the field tonight.
Smith splits defenders, feeds it to Robinson, back heels it to Smith. Smith, though, defended well. Down in the box he goes. No harm, no foul there.
A great combination play there between Robinson and Smith. Again, there's a little bit of contact in the area, but the center official's not convinced it's enough for a penalty. Right decision.
Trying to push it through, looking for Banahan, but cleared by Mbai. Gomez to Asensio. Mayaka touches his back. And again, Clemson will just build off the back end. Here's Malou pushing it forward. Robinson using his speed, catches it. Going to try to, no, he stops, attacks, puts it to that left foot, will fire a shot and it'll deflect away.
One of those moments you just think the goal is coming there for Robinson after he cuts the first defender. But what a ball in from Malou.
Oh, and there's a trip up again, no whistle. And then it'll become a goal kick, I believe. And you can watch Robinson, the back heel to Marty Smith, and then Robinson got it back, trying to set up that left foot. And a nice sliding tackle there by Hovats to deflect that out.
Not able to deny Robinson there. He's been on the hunt, though, the Last 5 minutes here.
A couple bodies going to check in for both. One sub at midfield for South Carolina and 2 for Clemson. Next dead ball opportunity. Malou will touch it forward and then just see it cleared out. Here's an opportunity for Banahan, and Ogren will come across and a foul there.
Yeah, good decision by Ogren there to play the ball in the wide area, draws the foul. Could have released the pressure and found George Marks' feet, but forward bearing down on you like that, it's safer to just put it in a wide area.
I don't know if our cameras can catch the shot of the sunset that's going on to the west right now, but take a look. It is like a deep, deep red. I mean, that camera shot makes it a little bit more orange, but goodness gracious, what a beautiful sunset we have here tonight.
And temperatures dropped a little bit.
Mayaka. Robinson touches it off to Malou. And we're going to have a late whistle and a foul call here. We're going to get another yellow. I believe we are. Or at least they're talking to.
He said that's twice. That's once there. That's the second one. It's going to be Dylan Bartel. Caution.
See the attack from behind there.
I wonder how many of his teammates have been with your girlfriend. Probably, I would say like 6.
Gomez. Put it right there by the ACC logos. You take a look. There's a Flogu in net. Good feed, looking backside. Ball headed back, and that's a nice job by the keeper to just come sweeping that and taking care of it.
Yeah, I don't think the outside back was intending to knock the ball down like that, but Yosefoglu responded quickly.
Ball sent deep, comes all the way to Marks. .29 minutes left in regulation. 3-1 Clemson. All the scoring first half, all the scoring in the first 21 minutes of action, as a matter of fact, here tonight. Mayaka through traffic. Oh, how did he control? Still on the run. And will fire a left-footed shot and just wide. Well, that's just showing off right now.
Unbelievable.
How he gets this through all the traffic. He's got bodies all over him and is able to carry it through. And then he said, okay, I'll just finish it.
What a talent.
We get Fernandez back in the lineup for Clemson. Also Dietrich back in for Clemson. 10 and 24 check back in for South Carolina. It's Monheimer and also Kirkwood.
Mayaka just has that wispy build. He's so tough to stop on the dribble.
Dietrich with a good header forward, but cleared back by South Carolina to the Clemson half. Needs a ball that'll just be fed over the inline, go out of bounds.
So just a little heavy on the penetrating pass there.
Take a look there, quick look there at head coach for South Carolina, Mr. Burson.
I think he would have been pleased with the way South Carolina started the first half. They had Clemson on their back foot for the first 10-15 minutes. Now Clemson's midfield seems to have taken control of the match again.
Robinson, nice footwork. Left foot, trying to back heel, comes to Dietrich, squaring it up, fires a shot high and wide.
What a set there for Tanner Dietrich. Just missed.
Watch Robinson here. He's going to take it, step over it. Nope, let's back heel it. Come back the other way. Good left-footed cross. And nice job by McNeil, actually let that ball go through.
Yeah, it looks like he was dummying it for Barber at the back post.
Barber's looking for a hat trick. Look here at Robbie Robinson. And foul called here on Dietrich.
Just a little too much with his hands. He's there just competing with the league for the ball.
Foul called on the Tigers.
So South Carolina here with a chance to certainly chip it into the box area of Clemson. Bartell will feed it in, and that'll be actually last touched by Clemson, and it'll go out of bounds. I think that went off of the foot of Brighton. So a corner forthcoming here for South Carolina as Kurtz head over to take the corner. A sub in. Mark Roby checking. I think this is our first look at number 15 there in your screen. Mark Roby.
You got Dylan Bartell there as one of the targets. Big center back coming forward.
Foul called here on South Carolina for a push from behind on the header.
It looked like Kirkwood just came through the back of Grayson Barber a little bit. Nothing malicious, just competitive, trying to keep the ball alive in Clemson's penalty area.
Barber. Touch pass back to him, but defended in a push on Barber. A little slow getting up. There is Brad Kurtz. He'll be all right. Such a little smile on his face. And that'll get Grayson Barber a little chat.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward moment. It's certainly a foul here, but
he lands on top of him.
His momentum's going forward.
Right there, he's
trying to get off. Players trying to get up.
Yeah. Dietrich able to turn it.
Yeah, good turn there.
And Brighton can't keep it in bounds.
That's a terrific penetrating run. Dietrich feeds it off and continues forward.
Down goes Fernandez, but no call. South Carolina will push it forward. And a nice play there by Fernandez backside. Ball's headed to the corner.
I think he was a little upset about but he's hard done by no call, so he said, well, I'll go get the ball back.
Asensio will get a foot on, then cleared out of bounds by South Carolina, so a throw in for Clemson. Marks.
Good one-time touch out into a wide area. Break pressure.
Feed it forward to Brighton, but errant pass. Malou will step in the errant pass. And from Barber, trying to get it to Robinson. But can't. Brighton. McNeil. Nice touch to Robinson. Robinson has Malou off to his right, feeds it to him. He'll cross it. Well, it's a high floating kick, and it's headed by Barber, but not on frame.
That's a difficult ball to hit one touch from a wide area.
It's a big looping feed like that. They're absolutely right.
And you can see the idea. What he's trying to do is hit it with pace and shape it so it curls away from the goalkeeper, but you just get under it a little too much. It's that big looping serve, tough to get any type of power on.
Mike Noonan, there in the white, kind of just settle back in. Expect him to have a popcorn and a soda sitting in the comfy chair there.
I think he would be happy with another goal.
Yes, he would be. Here comes South Carolina. They're thinking otherwise, though, down 3-1. Good cross in the box and a shot fired, but deflected out. And it'll go off of Ogren. A good defensive play there that will bring a set piece there, though, a corner coming here for South Carolina. Marks.
Kick for the Gamecocks to be taken by number 19, Brad Kurtz.
Talk it up, and Brad Kurtz heads over to take the corners. He'll hit it left-footed.
Tucker Meinheimer in the shot. You can see how he scored 4 goals last year. Dangerous in the final third.
Ball just cleared out by Brighton. It's settled. South Carolina will keep it in the Clemson half. Again, they'll push it in, and Marks will call everybody off and then punt it forward, trying to get it quickly to Robinson. Robinson. Brighton. And Brighton's attempted centering pass. He was completely off balance when he tried to center that. Just couldn't put anything on it, nor in the direction that he wanted it to go.
Yeah, Robinson played him in and just continued his run. You'd make Robinson a better option, maybe change the point of attack and try to find Barber there.
Foglu will punt it away. Kick it away, I should say. Dietrich in traffic. And it'll go out of bounds. It comes to the sideline for a throw-in midfield. And Dietrich arguing the fact that maybe he should have gotten the call.
I thought there was a little bit of contact from Parker League. That's fair.
Dietrich actually tugging on the jersey. Be careful what you ask for.
It was actually fairly docile for a Clemson, South Carolina game.
Yes. Mayaka will check back in. Malou will get a breather, and Dietrich will handle the throw-in.
Field for Clemson, number 20, Philip Mayaka, replacing number 4, Dustin Malou.
Robinson push from behind.
All on the Gamecocks.
Hitzman there in your picture, the guilty party, as Clemson plays it quickly. Hernandez put forward the Barber trying to one-touch it off. South Carolina with possession, and Clemson going to press forward and then create the turnover. Brighton in traffic, couldn't touch it off, trying to get it back over to Robinson. They'll be fed forward, and South Carolina trying to use their speed and able to almost do so. Here comes Marks out to pick that up. That was really a nice play there by Mannheimer.
Deceptively fast.
Yes.
First 2 steps, he just pulled away from Ogren there. George Marks aware, though, playing off his line. Just squeezed that space between the goalkeeper and the back line.
Mayaka,
just his body movement. He sells that he's looking to play back and is able to turn. Reads the way the weight of the defender is shifting.
And foul called here in South Carolina. Clemson will play it quickly. Feed it to Dietrich, and that ball good sliding clear to the sideline for a throw-in. It was well played back there by Kurtz. Here's Barber trying to feed it to Brighton out front. And that ball, handball on Bright. That ball came up and caught him on the arm.
That's something we always talk about. It's intent doesn't matter, but if you gain an advantage, really a little deflection off his hand. Mayaka's still hunting for that first career goal.
And there you could see the handball. Dietrich will settle it off his chest. Feed it to Mayaka. And good luck getting the ball from him. Senzio. Tackle from behind was deflected out, and Mayaka able to jump on that deflection. Barber. Ooh, got the deflection back. Going to look for the cross here. Hits it too hard. And up and over. So once again, not unusual to see a big crowd at Clemson, South Carolina, and not unusual to see great crowds here at historic Riggs Field. Traditionally, as you can see, almost 3,400 here in attendance, but traditionally, numbers-wise, this one is always top 10, and there have been times where they've been top 5 across the nation in attendance here in Clemson, South Carolina.
Yeah, and great fans, not just in terms of volume, but also in soccer knowledge. And what's funny, Don, is that number will be double next Friday. Being a first Friday matchup with University of North Carolina Greensboro.
You can't say that I'm a big fan of the guy that brought his own megaphone, the electronic megaphone here tonight in behind the net of the Gamecocks, but it's all right.
I know one guy who's not a fan of it. It's Joseph Oglu.
That's right. And our sound tech, Bob McAnally. There's a cross, nobody there. Mayaka again heads up, goes to Barber. Oh,
what a touch by Grayson Barber.
Trying to touch it in, fighting for it in the box. South Carolina man goes down and stays down, grabbing on to his ankle. That's more like a cramp almost. Looks like he's trying to stretch it out. But they play on. Toss it over to Dietrich. Push it through. And one of the few times tonight we've seen Mayaka can't come up with it. Ogren bodies it up.
Yeah, Monheim is a handful, isn't it?
Ogren wins that battle this time. Fernandez will control. Try to push it through, looking for Grayson Barber, who has 2 goals in this game. He had the first and the third in this match for Clemson.
Good pressure by Tanner Dietrich there to just make South Carolina play negative.
Settled very nicely in the back end there by Mbai. And Mayaka heads up, finds Asensio. He'll cross it looking for Barber. Settled well. Dietrich. Mayaka turns it to space, gets it to that left foot. It's going to fire a shot, but it's going to roll wide right. All right, so you mentioned, Kevin, in the second half, a little more physicality in this match than what we saw in the first 45. I think we're seeing exactly that kind of from both squads. South Carolina, the bigger club, I mean, there's a prime example of what we're talking about. That's 2 big bodies going at it right there. And there's a guy I'm not really a fan of. With the megaphone. Like the Mississippi State cowbells. There are times when you need more cowbell. There are not times when you need more electronic megaphone.
That's right.
Barber trying to turn it in traffic. Outside, a shot fired and goal!
Quinn McNeil?
Yep, McNeil out front. Credit Barber. Barber stayed with that ball through traffic, fighting off a defender, and got it over to McNeil. And he took it off of the left post.
Well, we talked about some of these South Carolina products. You had a great example there. You got Grayson Barber and Quinn McNeil, but what a goal from Quinn McNeil.
The redshirt sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina, so not far up the road. Nice shot from about 8 yards out, top of the 19. And that's a huge goal for Clemson now, 4-1 with 12 and a half minutes left.
Yeah, just out of Yosefoglu's reach. Struck it nicely with pace. Well, you talked about the importance of the next goal, and that could be the one that could break your spirit in a match like this.
So Barber, 5 points here in this match, right? He got the assist on that. 2 goals already.
It's a pretty good start to the year.
Not a bad night. Clemson will just, you can start playing a little bit of the possession game if you want to, backside with this. You know, particularly if South Carolina is really not going to press you that much.
Yeah, you could just take the air out of the game, just retain possession.
And here comes Clemson on the attack as they get it to Dietrich, and Dietrich chips it in. But nobody there in an orange jersey. Yosefoglu will feed it out.
It's like he was just trying to pick out Fernandez there centrally.
And it's going to draw a whistle as the official let play go on to see who was going to maintain control. The foul from Barber.
Yeah, if you're trailing as a match and the other team's keeping good possession, it can be just absolutely demoralizing. You're so tired by the time you win the ball back from chasing.
Ooh, there's an errant header. South Carolina could not turn it, though, directly on goal. Feet get tangled up. Brighton goes down. We'll get back up. And Brighton will get called for a foul there on the push-off.
Foul on the tiebreak.
And Barber going to be issued a yellow for a little delay there.
I'm just trying to delay the quick restart.
It's the first yellow against Clemson tonight. So Bartel send it forward. We're just a little over 10 and a half. Feeds it all the way in. That ball will bound away and go. Actually, I think we had a foul called.
Looks like Banahan just undercut it in by a little bit. Both trying to make a play on the ball.
Marks will just quickly feed it off to him by, and here's Dietrich pushing up the wing to Barber. Barber able to hold off the defender. Mayaka pushes it to Dietrich. Fernandez trying to attack. Going to take it in, and then that ball will deflect off of South Carolina, become a corner. It's a heady move there by Fernandez. Realizing, hey, we're up 4-1. I can take it to the deep corner, see if I can create something. Here comes Kamarni Smith back into the Clemson lineup.
Yeah, I think it's a good substitution for Clemson.
20, 23, and 29 all checking in for South Carolina. So Wybush, Bebout, and Johnson all checking in.
Grayson Barber's got the 2 goals, but he's now sitting on a yellow. Anything that the referee deems a rash challenge could be second book, and you have to sit his next game against Detroit.
So Fernandez will serve it in. Goes up and over top of everybody, and a whistle. And a call there against Clemson. And I think they awarded a goal kick out. I think that ball, as it was kicked, started out of bounds and came back in bounds is what happened there.
Yeah, it must have been shaped out, broken the plane in the end line there.
And a sub in here. As we'll get our first look at Judson Burns, freshman defender from Argyle, Texas, for Clemson, number 2. One time away with some pressure closing in on the keeper. And a foul called there. Go against Burns.
And just a little too much with the hands there. Always going to be easy call for the referee.
Dietrich gets it right back and then feeds it right back to the foot there of Nunez. Nunez chips it, and Dietrich trying to run out to it. It won't win that rush. And just be clear to the sideline, and a throw in here for Clemson.
Yeah, the shape of that ball was just curling centrally. You'd rather have that shape towards the outside so Dietrich can run onto it nicely.
And that ball will again be cleared out of bounds by South Carolina. And a quick throw in here. Fernandez pushes it to Mayaka. Dietrich battling forward. Ooh, nice touch to Fernandez, and he tries to push it forward looking for Brighton. And that's defended well. Oh, he creates a turnover. And here comes the attack. Clemson pushed it through. Oh, and good defensive play. Well, that didn't need just a little bit more touch or speed to it, and that was going to get by. But a very nice defensive play on the back end there by Bebout.
Yeah, Mayaka the past couple of times he's gotten into that final third on the dribble. He's elected to shoot. That time he turned provider, was trying to feed in Nunez.
Number 30, Dylan Sullivan will check in as McNeil, who scored the 4th goal of the night, will come out. Fake of the cross there by Fernandez. Feeds it back to Dietrich. Oh, and there's a good feed into Fernandez. Pushes it out front, but behind Smith. Clemson trying to keep the pressure on. Feeds it over to Kamarni Smith. Ball will be touched away, and that actually will go off of Smith and become a throw in for South Carolina. And a long run up the sideline, and official blows was no, son, let's go back about 10 yards.
Yeah, unlike some other sports, the restart is not so specific, but you have to be in a general area.
Touch their possession of that. 3 or 4 passes by Clemson. There's Fernandez jumping on it. Feeds it off Nunez. Dietrich. Mayaka. Oh, pushes it through 2 defenders. Turns it. Puts a shot on goal, and it goes in the side of the net.
What a dribble. Don, this kid
He's been as advertised.
Yeah. And I think Grayson Barber's your man of the match with 2 goals and an assist, but it's just been sensational.
Nunez. Brighton trying to run it down. Can't. Nice big touch back. And almost misplayed. Marty Smith really put a lot of heavy pressure there on Yusufoglu. There's a cross out front and cleared. Well, that was dangerous for a second. And Nunez heads it forward. And a foul call here on South Carolina. Yeah, Josh Corning really bodied up.
He doesn't lead with the elbow. He puts his shoulder into him, but the fact that he didn't make any intent to play the ball, that's the infraction there. But a nice attack preceding that by South Carolina.
This is the father-son talk going on right here. Now, son, I realize, but let's play nicely with the other children, okay?
Do you think he told him he's disappointed in him?
So 2:40 left here in regulation. 4-1 in favor of Clemson. So look for their 6th win in a row and their 9th in the last 12 matches in this series. Clemson brought a 29-17-1 series lead into tonight's match. And barring something unexplained, they're going to extend that.
Extend that series record and pick up a Palmetto Series point.
Yeah. Oh, Dietrich, a little nice little defensive play. They try to quickly turn it the opposite way.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Squat down for the 3-3. Squat down for the 3-3.
Dietrich. Shoot it forward. Nunez cross over the top of Marty Smith. And that's going to go out of bounds. Throw in here for South Carolina. Clock moving. The minute 25 left in regulation. Smith able to settle the deflection and turn it. The ball stripped away from him on the attack. So under a minute to go, 55 seconds.
Very good spell of possession here by Clemson.
Take a look at Mike Nunez in there with. You see that he would love to sub in Nolan Lennon if he could, senior keeper here, so he could get a little time in this rivalry game. Dietrich splits defenders, attacks, pushes it, not enough pace. 22 seconds left. So Clemson's going to open up this 2019 season for them in really kind of commanding fashion here tonight.
And I think there'll be a lot of positive takeaways for Coach Noonan here. Team looked dynamic in the final third.
So there you go, Mike Noonan, as you see, 9-3 now against South Carolina and 6 consecutive victories for him in this rivalry series. So a big win here for Clemson to open up the 2019